Oops, that's the wrong overlay. Okie dokies, ladies and gentlemen, I need to check my scoreboard overlay. No, Mr. Hasu Obs. Currently one game up here. And we're going to be kicking things off on the Shattered Temple. Looks like Mr. mouzHasu will be spawning over in the west. And down to the south, we do have the Panzer General himself, the loser of our last game. He is the purple Terran, Mr. Goody, going to be spawning here. And actually, you know, before we keep going, shout out to Kleetzor in the chat. We play Swotor in the Team Liquid Guild on Legions of Leto server. So come join our guild. Yeah. Well, it's not really my guild. I'm just a member. But yeah, bounty hunters. Pew pew pew. Anyway, so back to StarCraft. That was my small, little itty bitty kind of plug there. So, Mr. Goody going to be starting things off with a little bit of a wall in. Mr. mouzPaisy as well. Hello, hello. Nice to see you. I'm not going to be walling off entirely, so what shall we see going on? Not too much. Looks like Mr. Hasu going to be opening pretty standard once again. It's always very, very nice to see Mr. Hasu start standard. And I just want to share a little bit of a disclaimer here. Normally, if you are new to mousesports TV and this is your first time here, we don't normally just follow mouse players. I cast like 4PL, Silence Cup, and Go for SC2 and Sennheiser, and we just cast anyone. It just so happens that Hasu has just been like on the ball with getting us games, so that's cool. We get some mouzHasu obs. The absolute legend, underrated German Protoss. I think he's really underrated, and I can't for the life fathom why. He's so good. That being said, though, Goody is more than enough a match for Mr. Hasu. Did go one game down in the previous game on Antigua Shipyard, but he does have some tricks up his sleeve. Looks like he's going to be going for that refiner, so a little bit of gas early on. Wants to kill off this probe as quickly as possible, so he can choose the tech route of his choice without his opponent actually seeing it. Probably will end up seeing a tech lab go down here in just a second. Look at that, actually starting another marine. Cancelling it to throw his opponent off, and then just throw down that tech lab. Very, very nice indeed. So, for now, has he actually scouted out his opponent? No, he has not, but can infer, due to the speed of that probe actually arriving, that he is here. So, we do have the cybernetics core on the way, second gas already down here for Hasu. And, actually, now that I look at it, was that gas? That gas was ever so slightly earlier. I mean, like a 1 or 2 supply earlier than normal. So he may do something a little bit tricky. He may do. It's up in the air. I mean, he has the option to. We do have a Reaper on the way though, so he will be able to spot those gas timings, know exactly how much gas has been mined. Concussive shells on the way as well for Goody. So probably will expand off the back of this. Normally, it's not often you see actually Goody do any one-base plays. Not even 1-1-1. I haven't seen him do a 1-1-1 for forever, now that I think about it. But look at this, Hasu actually going for that robo facility as well as his second gateway on 1 base 4 now. Could potentially go for some 1-base play. It's not completely off the cards, and will be able to poke up once again with this small contingent of units. Do you have the Reaper going to be hopping in as well to aid this? He could actually do a huge amount of damage here if he's actually able to. Oh, but the probe's doing a huge amount of damage. Oh no! What on earth just happened? That was devastating. Okay. So, Goody, I'm so sure, could have done some damage with that, but did not. Okay. So, that was a nice cleanup there by Hasu. Slight mismanagement from Goody. Meanwhile, off the back of that, he has been going for an expansion. 2 more barracks going to be going down. And so he will be able to continue that bioproduction as this Reaper does chill out around. Wait a minute, one sec. My puppy's going crazy. Scampy. Lobada. Lobada. That's all the finish I know. No, it's. I know a little bit more. But okay, so we have Immortals on the way for Hasu. He may be going for a 1-base Immortal break. But he decides to not go for that and go for an expansion. That is an interesting choice. Okay, so I think he may have been kind of assuming his opponent was actually going to go for some kind of 1-1-1, judging by what he saw. And then in response to that, threw down the 3 gateways as well as the Robo, started an Immortal, and got that Observer there in as quickly as possible. And if he'd have seen the 1-1-1 actually continuing, he would have stuck to his trajectory, i.e. the Immortal production, blah, 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 blah. But that was a pretty cool decision, actually, just going for the economy route. I mean, off the back of this, he can still potentially do some Immortal bus pressure. Immortals whittle down the health of these bunkers ridiculously fast. So fast that it can be very, very difficult for Terran to be actually able to deal with unless they have some preemptive SCVs there to be able to actually repair. But for now, mouzHasu going to be going for Factory, going to be getting a star point out a little quicker than last game, which will be wise, as mouzHasu can always get those quick Colossus out in order to be able to punish you if you do not go for those quicker Vikings. And for now, mouzHasu on patrol, making sure no Warp Prism shenanigans does come along. Is he going to wait for the rendezvous of a second Immortal? I sure hope he does. Actually, he could warp in on the high ground as well as put this pressure on. That would be cool. I think he's gonna. Yeah, he's gonna. He's so gonna do that. So, he's gonna warp in some Zealots up on the top, but at the same time... Oh, he's actually not gonna be able to see that. Are you gonna do that? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so he's gonna be able to warp in some Zealots at the top. Need to ban you for linking stupid things in my chat. And he will be able to put on the pressure. Zealot's going to be walking in, going to be able to do quite a bit of damage to this mineral line, if not at least actually... Oh, lovely force field as well, actually. Able to catch a lot of those units up on the high ground. Zealot's going to be very pesky, shutting down a lot of mining time here as well. So many Marines caught up here. Another force field goes down, but not the best force field. And right now, just whittling down the bunker count. Guardian Shield does go up. He thought he was trying to focus down that second Immortal, but he was not. And for now, we have 7 workers killed to the 4 workers killed. So mouzHasu did a nice double-pronged attack, but at the same time, he actually threw up another bunker in response to this. So nice play by Goody. Even if he'd have got through this first bunker wall, he would have still had a reinforcing bunker to be able to help him out. So, oh, actually, nice use there, as he was trying to snipe out the Observer. Did not let him, and got a few pot shots off on the Marines. So, we do have a Robobait on the way. A few more Zealots up on the north high ground as well. Oh no, Goody. No. That being said, he's relatively far ahead in terms of supply right now, thanks to having that command center up so early in comparison to his opponent. So, I'm actually just going to put people on mouzHasu's cam for a second, whilst I tell my puppy off for breaking everything. Be right back. Puppy killing mouse sports, esports, either one. Okay, so Zealots in the mineral line. Glad I left myself on mouzHasu's thingy vision, but at the same time we have a little bit of a drop in the main here. Don't think I missed too much whilst I was away for a split second. Scampy. So looks like blow for blow going down here. Able to kill off 15 workers currently with that lone Zealot. This Zealot, oh my god, 9 kills on that guy. He hasn't been able to react at all. Only now just reacting. This drop trying to go down once again in the mineral line here, but not going to be able to do a whole lot as the Stalkers are there to try and shut down. Immortals coming along as well. And oh my god, 16 workers killed right now to the 8 workers killed. That being said, mouzHasu needed to make that happen, as he wasn't he's not too far ahead even now in terms of the probe SCV count. He does have the Colossus on the way, but Viking production has already begun. So right now, oh my god, my dog is... Dog, stop it. Yeah, that's right. Indeed. Do apologise for my stupid little doggy. Okay, so we have barracks on the way once again. And Thermal Lance is going to be going down with the Colossus on the way. Second forge? Is that a second forge? No, it's not. It's actually a first forge. Spray Scampy. With, like, mace. Oh, dear me. Colossus overextending ever so slightly. And those Vikings getting precariously close as well. But actually, that Colossus actually did a huge amount of damage to that bio. So for now, mouzHasu is actually clawing himself back into this. I mean, he was at a supply deficit in the earlier stages of the game, but mouzHasu really clawing himself back indeed. Zealots in the mix once again, just ripping apart parts of this economy over and over. Oh, the Colossus will end up falling. This is still a very scary army for this low amount of bio to be able to deal with. He only has 6 Marauders and 11 Marines. I actually think that mouzHasu could potentially take that. And okay, so +1 weapons is on the way. He's dropping once again, trying to do what he can. And we do have 70 workers killed now to the 17 workers. So Mr. Goody evening up things once again. And oh my god. Puppies are definitely killing esports, ladies and gentlemen, as I need to tell them all to stop it. Look, right, stop licking each other's you-know-what, you silly dogs. It's disgusting. Right, it's been sorted. If it happens again, I'm ignoring them. Okay, so Hasu looks to claim a third. Do we have a command center going down for Goody just yet? No, not just yet. That would be quite wise indeed. He does already have that Ghost Academy up. A few more barracks going to be going down here. And he could actually throw down some nice EMPs potentially on this force. So oh my god. Okay, so Twilight Council are going to be going down here. And we do have the charge on the way very, very quickly from Mr. Hasu. Which, again, a very, very mainstay staple of this matchup right now. That's a relatively scary Bioforce, though. But the big problem here is he only has 2 medevacs in this army. So Stim is not going to be healed up as quickly as you would like. And for the most part, he doesn't... Ooh, okay, so a few more medevacs did rendezvous. He doesn't have that many Vikings, though. So these 2 Colossus could cause a huge amount of damage. He has a lot of force fields still saved up here. Throwing down the preemptive force fields in order to be able to block this off. Wisely done. Can he focus down these Vikings with these Stalkers? As you can see, he has the attack command queued up on these Vikings, and he will be able to take them out. And oh no, just barely the Colossus does die off. But is it enough? Mr. Goody could have potentially overextended here. As Hasu, I mean, he's down on supply, but I don't think it's going to be enough right now. There is an observer following this entire army, so he knows exactly what is going on. +1 armor is going down for Goody, as well as more Vikings on the way. And Lone Marine, poor guy, sent to his death as Templar Archives does go down for Mr. Why are people doing links in chat? Horrible. So that was a bit of a painful attack for Goody. Again, didn't have enough Vikings in order to be able to take out this Colossus quickly enough. Just 4 Vikings in that composition. Normally, again, you really... when Colossus are in about like the 2 or 3 number, it doesn't matter if you've got like Vikings to be able to kind of 3 volley shots the Colossus off in that situation. But 4 Vikings just is not going to do that. He does have these Stalkers positioned to nicely snipe off this drop if it goes. Uh-oh. No, Goody! I can't bet. There we go. It's dead. You get the point. My screen's so weird. I don't know why it doesn't let me scroll over to the full side of it. But we do have a third Nexus going to be going up here for Mr. Hasu. Looks like Mr. Goody does want to get aggressive again, as we have this SCV leading for a little bit of scouting. He does have charge finish though now, and Blink as well as +2 weapons. Oopsies! +2 weapons armor upgrade is on the way, but the Ghosts are coming out a little bit too late here potentially. He already has Archons in the mix, and if they take out these oh dear me! Nice snipe there with those Marauders though. Will be able to take out that Colossus, even though all the Vikings did eventually die. But that is a very, very scary army for Hasu right now. Goody keeps overextending ever so slightly without the right amount of units. I mean, there's no reason... Hasu, during all this, is not getting aggressive, so why is Goody getting aggressive? He doesn't necessarily need to hit these timings, because Terran can still hold their own, like, on a 3-base scenario. So, he is getting the Ghosts out. Blink has just finished up, so he will be even more proficient against those Vikings now. We do have more Vikings on the way as well. Oh, and he blinks up into the main to try and take out some of the infrastructure of Goody. This could be devastating, as he will be able to take out a few of these units that are caught off guard. And if he stims, if he could snipe out that Colossus, he will be able to take out one of the Immortals, though. So, Goody, this is looking a bit baddie for Mr. Goody. He has no signs of taking a third. No command center's gone down. We're at the 20-minute mark right now. Hasu has been able to establish a third relatively easily. In fact, very, very easily. So, yeah. Okay. So now he's trying to take a third at the 20-minute mark. And Hasu, off the back of this, is sitting pretty. I mean, the supplies are relatively even, yes. But if you look at the income... I mean, Hasu is powering ahead. He's going to have more infrastructure and he's going to have more production capability than the Terran. And it looks like he's setting up for a potential flank here. Nice feedbacks, will be able to drain a lot of the energy there, and he's just charging in, trying to do what he can. The unit's ever so slightly staggered, though. I mean, this bio is doing a pretty good job of cleaning this up, but there's too much right now. So many Archons in this mix as well. Hasu is going to be able to clean this up, drive Goody back into his natural. We do have a third going up for Goody, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He really needed to have taken this a little bit earlier on. And, oh, the Colossus does go down, but again, I don't think it's going to be enough. Hasu is going to be able to power through. GG, ladies and gentlemen, as Hasu takes Game 2 and the series to advance on to Round 4. We'll be back in just a second.